There's a big difference between how you might describe a product to a buyer at a trade show versus pitching to a reporter. My name is Allison Dutch, and for 30 years, I've done nothing but PR for products. Publicity is the art of getting a reporter's attention to give their opinion about something in an unbiased, purely objective, and non-paid editorial way. The key here is unbiased and objective. That is the nature of why PR works. It's why Bill Gates says that if he was down to his last dollar, he'd spend it on PR. Of all the marketing techniques that you can use to get awareness, publicity is number 2, and that's next to word of mouth recommendations. This means that someone you like and trust cavils over the sushi at the new restaurant in your town, or tells you about the newest show on Netflix that they just loved. This is the best possible marketing those companies could ever hope for. Advertising of any kind, including paying an influencer to say nice things about your product, ranks 27th. Yeah, 27th. Together, however, publicity and buys can be immensely powerful, but advertising is also very expensive for the reach. Humans are very sheep-like. They buy things that they've heard of, they do things that they've heard of. I call it the "oh yeah, I've heard of that" response method. So when you're trying to get into, let's say, Vogue magazine to report about your beauty product, how do you do that? Here's an example. Let's say that you are the maker of a pearlized nail polish that used South Sea pearls that were harvested by hand and added gold for a luminescent shine, and it cost $25 a bottle. That's the way that you would describe it to a buyer at a trade show. This is called product attributes and benefits. But if you were talking to a reporter, you would find a trend or a statistic that makes it into a newsworthy story. In this case, here are some examples. Gold is known as a powerful beauty ingredient with antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. Some hospitals use it as a salve for burn victims. Nail polish has never been known to be healthy because it smothers your nails in a plastic, but now they can be nourished and extra shiny. Here's another idea. In Tahiti, there's a community of the greatest pearl hunters in history. Your company is employing these families to create a new economic boon to an area that really needed it. Here's one more. It's a few months before the end of the year and the holidays are happening, and this nail polish would be a luxurious gift for beauty product lovers in your household, and it could be something to talk about at the holiday parties. Do you see the difference? So before you ever pitch a reporter, here are 3 things that I always tell people to be armed with before they even pick up the phone to a reporter. Number 1, do your research. Find out, what do they report about? How do they do it, and when? Let them know that you saw a recent story that they reported. Number 2, find a trend or a statistic in your industry that points back to why your product is newsworthy, and then pitch it that way. And here's a 3rd thing. Don't give up pitching different angles to reporters until you either get their attention or they say no. Sometimes we'll pitch stories to a reporter over the course of a year before something fits for the news calendar. And sometimes we never hear back at all. As a matter of fact, most of the time that's what happens. So I wish you luck in your pitching travels. If you ever have any questions, you can always call us if you run out of ideas. I hope this was helpful.